It's a Friday, it's February 6th. This is Here First from IPR News. I'm Megan McKinney. There's a state-funded research project that's looking at what's driving Iowa's high cancer rates. University of Iowa researchers say they're about a fourth of the way through. Here's more from IPR's Natalie Krebs about what they're finding so far.
The state has invested $1 million into the project that's led by the University of Iowa College of Public Health. Researchers say initial modeling for breast and prostate cancer showed the number of excessive cases drop overall when comparing Iowa's rates to similar states and controlling for some demographic and behavioral factors. Jacob Olson is with the University of Iowa. He says, however, some counties do continue to have higher than expected rates.
And these would be counties that in the next phases might be of interest to look into some of the other factors that we want to look at.
Researchers say they will next extend the modeling to other common types of cancer and will start looking into genetic and environmental factors. I'm Natalie Krebs, IPR News.
Now to the state capitol. A state law requiring police to take de-escalation and bias prevention training each year would be repealed under a bill advancing in the Iowa House. That law passed unanimously in 2020 during protests for racial justice. The bill does a lot of things. It would also end state scholarship and college readiness programs that aims to help students of color, and it removes requirements for state agencies and schools to use affirmative action in employment. Republicans on a House panel were the only people at a contentious hearing yesterday to speak in support of the bill. Here's Representative Skylar Wheeler of Hull.
This bill ensures opportunities are awarded based on hard work, talent, qualifications, not skin color or gender. It's a step towards a colorblind justice, aligning with the Constitution and the promises for all Americans.
Opponents of the bill say it would legalize discrimination and deny opportunities to racial minorities. Another bill that's moving through the Iowa House would restrict AI programs providing services to kids. Here's more from IPR's Isabella Liu.
The bill would require AI developers to verify a user's age. For chatbots providing mental health support to minors, companies would have to submit proof that the software is safe and effective. The Attorney General could take action against AI companies that violate the restrictions. Cindy Gangstead is a lobbyist with the Technology Association of Iowa. The group is registered undecided on the bill.
I think our concerns are probably things that you already have identified in your amendment, specifically related to the definition of chatbot, and just ensuring that we're not unintentionally incorporating everyday business tools that our Iowa businesses utilize.
The bill sponsor said there will be amendments to narrow the scope of the proposal. I'm Isabella Liu, IPR News.
A bill to create the state's first resilience plan recently made out of a Senate subcommittee. The plan includes assessments of threats from floods, droughts, and other hazards, as well as an inventory of critical assets like schools and bridges, and ways to decrease risks. Senator Art Stade says he has concerns about capacity and staffing at state agencies to work on the plan, but otherwise supports it.
I just want to say it's extremely important to do this, to have this risk management. I experienced the flood of 2008 in Cedar Rapids and a derecho, and we weren't ready for those risks. So it's important that we do good planning.
The Nature Conservancy, Iowa Natural Heritage Foundation, and Iowa Environmental Council say they support the resilience plan. Over a dozen states have resilience plans. This is Here First from IPR News. I'm Megan McKinney. Stay with us here in just a moment. We're going to take a look at alpha-gal syndrome. It's a tick-borne allergy to red meat. You've probably heard of it, but livestock producers who have the allergy often find it not only affects their health, but also their livelihood. We're going to hear about that in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to your Friday edition of Here First from Iowa Public Radio. I'm Megan McKinney. There's an emerging allergy to red meat that you may have heard of, alpha-gal. The syndrome, which is spread by tick bites, affects nearly 500,000 Americans, according to federal data. For farmers who are in close contact with livestock every day, the allergy can be especially challenging. How is this disrupting their lives and livelihoods? Here's more from Harvest Public Media contributor Rebecca Smith.
It's a bright, crisp morning on the Love Lake Iris farm outside Macon in northern Missouri. Owner Sharon Pennington is standing in the barn where she's raised countless orphan calves and nurse cows over the years. But now, for the first time, The barn sits empty.
One cow calved and she had too much milk, so I was milking her and around all that fluid and just wondering, why in the world am I going to pass out or die? I don't know what's going on with me.
Pennington was repeatedly experiencing anaphylaxis, a severe full-body allergic reaction. And after many months of fear and confusion, she was diagnosed in the summer of 2025 with alpha-gal, an allergy to mammalian products such as red meat and dairy that comes from the bite of a Lone Star tick. But for her, these anaphylactic reactions weren't just from eating mammalian-based foods. It was also from handling her cattle, coming into contact with their bodily fluids, and even being exposed to airborne allergens.
So I was having all these nuclear bombs going off in my body, thinking I need to make sure my will's lined out. I don't know what's wrong with me. And we have a lot of things going on the farm. I don't have time for this.
It's not yet clear if such a severe reaction is alpha-gal or immune hyperreactivity triggered by the allergy.
Probably the short answer is we don't know.
Dr. Scott Cummins is an allergist at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. He's also one of the leading alpha-gal researchers in the country.
There's not great data. Patients are saying one thing and giving us reports of symptoms and reactions.
Those symptoms can include full-body hives, trouble breathing, irritated eyes, and even heart issues. There are some options for treatment, including medication, but it can cost thousands of dollars a month. Plus, Cummins says, many farmers simply don't have time to go through the process of getting to a specialist.
Many of them can carry on doing their job, right? And can keep the farm, but there definitely are people who are affected and really struggle because they may not have the resources to bring in an extra set of hands.
At the University of Nebraska, researcher Sean Cross has just completed a first-of-its-kind survey of farmers and ranchers with alpha-gal. More than 200 farmers from 28 states responded, the majority from Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, where the Lone Star tick is common.
69% of the respondents said that they had to modify work tasks associated to farming and ranching due to the diagnosis.
And 78% reported that their diagnosis has caused them to feel distressed and worry about the productivity of their farm or ranch.
The idea of a person shuttering down a farm that's been in their family for generations because of this new diagnosis, I can only imagine what that really does feel like.
Rancher Kelly Decker struggled after her alpha-gal diagnosis in 2019. She and her husband raise beef cattle and sheep in north central Oklahoma.
For a while, it was hard mentally, just trying to grieve something that felt silly to me because I was like, it's meat. People give up meat all the time.
Decker considers herself lucky. Her allergies are manageable as long as she doesn't eat meat and is careful around their livestock. But she knows of producers with alpha-gal who've had to leave farming.
That would be devastating. My heart breaks for the people who have had to deal with that and have had to go through losing part of their identity from this allergy.
Decker says when that happens, the already small community of livestock producers gets even smaller. So she wants to see livestock and farming groups bring more attention to alpha-gal so that producers can navigate this growing issue. For Harvest Public Media, I'm Rebecca Smith.
Harvest Public Media is a collaboration of public media newsrooms across the Midwest and Great Plains, including IPR News. Hey, thanks for taking the time to listen to Here First on a Friday. I'm Megan McKinney. Hope you had a great week. Are you excited for the Super Bowl? I'm excited for the commercials, the halftime performance, and the snacks that me and my friends will share. Have a great weekend. Talk Monday.